If you're not familiar with spreadsheet programs, here's an example. This is Microsoft Excel. It provides a virtually infinite table of cells that can hold any data you care to type into it. For example, I can type some text or some numbers. Some data have self-evident meanings, but others don't have self-evident meanings. So it's common to create column titles in spreadsheets. We could have typed all of this into a word processing program like Word, but spreadsheets give us a calculating capability, so we'll type a little more data in. And now we can add these ages together. We'll store the sum in this cell here. What this shows us up here is that the contents of this cell is the sum of cells E4 through E6. Notice that each cell in the spreadsheet is identified by a column letter, in this case E, and a row number. So we have rows 4, 5, and 6 giving us those three ages that sum into that cell. We'll do the same thing for the weight. The computer's memory is like a spreadsheet, except that there isn't a table structure to it. Instead of row numbers and column letters, memory cells are identified by a single number called an address. So since there are no columns, we don't have any column labels. It's just a big collection of cells. In programming terms, memory cells are called variables because they hold values that may vary. Now, suppose our program has many variables to manipulate. It could get difficult remembering what each variable represents and the address where it's stored. So we can give variables names. Let's first reorganize our data a little bit. Now let's add some names. We also might forget whether we expected a particular type of variable to be used in calculations or just displayed. If we try to add values together that shouldn't be used as numbers, we get unexpected results. For example, we might try to place in this cell the sum of this social security number and this social security number. And this is Excel telling us that was a bad idea. So we can note the data type of variables as well as their names to remind us to avoid using inappropriate operations on values. We loosely use the term string to mean a sequence of characters that you could type on the keyboard, and we use integer to mean a sequence of digits, 0 to 9 on the keyboard, and floating point to mean a number with a decimal point. Programming languages were developed to make all of this less tedious. For example, Java can keep track of where particular values are stored, their data types, and the names you want to use to refer to them. Our spreadsheet data might be represented in Java with code that looks like this. On the left column we have the Java data types. In the next column we have values, names, and in the third column we have initialization values for those variables. Let's wrap this Java code inside of a Java program. Which looks like this. We've added an extra line of code here to print out the average value that's calculated for initialization in this variable here. Compiling the program and running it. Gives us a calculated weight of 182.2, which is the value calculated by our spreadsheet. Send any questions or comments you have about this screencast to bunch@brandman.edu.